We've kind of all been told this lie our whole lives, or our whole music careers, that if we make something awesome, that's all that matters. People are going to come and listen to it, they're going to buy it, and that's not true. Audio nerds, Andrew Southworth, NerdStudios.com, here to teach you how to make better music and help you achieve your musical goals. So recently I've had some great opportunities to work with different music creators and different teams trying to put out projects bigger than singles like albums and EPs, and I've learned a lot about the whole process that goes behind that. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that I'm working on my own album that's going to be coming out in a couple of months. And if you've been following me on here, you know that recently I went out to San Francisco to record vocals with one of the bands that I'm in. And I think a lot of people don't really understand what it takes to put out a release that's bigger than a single. Even when you're talking about just a single, you have to create the music, you have to name your song, you have to make some kind of artwork to put the single on the stores. You have to make sure you have distribution set so you can get it on the stores. You might want to plan some kind of release strategy, meaning a couple weeks you're going to be emailing blogs and Spotify playlist owners and anyone that you think can help you out by getting people to listen to your music. So when you're working on an album, it's a much bigger project because it's not just one song that you can just do and put out and be done with. It's a big effort. You know, you might, let's say you have 10 songs, you got to write those songs, record them, mix them, master them, name your album, get album artwork, make sure you have distribution set up. If you're going to do hard copies, you need to find who's going to make those hard copies. And then when you start looking about all the work that goes into the creation of an album, just with the music, you know, the mixing, mastering alone, you might be looking at a significant monetary input. And at the very least, you're looking at a significant amount of hours input. So of course, when you're making an album, you want to be able to turn all that work and or money into something that pays back, whether that payment back is in monetary form or people buying your stuff, or that's in, I guess, fans acquired, you know, exposure to more people and get them to like your music and follow you in places. Those are the type of two things that you can earn back from your album that will make the whole process worth it. And if you don't hit those, it might make it not worth it. So pushing forward as you approach your release, you know, you have your album and the artwork and you have everything done in that regard. You have your distributor set up like DistroKid, link in the description if you want to join. And then next, you're planning on what you want to actually sell. You might just do a digital release, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you might just do, you might do physical CDs. And then if you're thinking like, I want to make this bigger than just what it is, I might have a following that might want something else. You can go out and start looking at shirts. But that means you have to compare different prices and quantities and try to guess how much people are going to want your shirts to make them. You might want something else. You might want to do custom mugs, or you might want to do like bracelets or something, whatever it is. And so you have to figure out who's going to make all that stuff, how long it's going to take them to make it, how much it's going to cost, and how many people are going to buy it. Because all of that stuff is related and it's kind of hard. So you need to figure it out well in advance. Then after that, you need to be planning how you're going to actually market this thing. Because a lot of people seem to think that they make an album, they put all this work into it, they put it online, and people are just going to come magically. They're like, I have it on Spotify, people are going to find me, which is not the case whatsoever. We've kind of all been told this lie our whole lives, or our whole music careers, that if we make something awesome, that's all that matters. People are going to come and listen to it, they're going to buy it, and that's not true. So since at this point, when you're starting to think about marketing, you've already spent probably a couple hundred hours in this project. You really want to get the marketing right, because that is most of what determines who's going to listen to your music. Are you going to try to just contact playlist promoter people? You're going to contact blogs? You're going to go to a PR agency if you're big enough and have that kind of budget? Are you going to run Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Twitter ads? Are you going to do some kind of physical ad? Are you going to try to work out a relationship you have with someone else who's in a position to help you? And then once you figure out where you want to advertise, you want to think what you're going to advertise. Like, what content are you going to create? Why is anyone going to click on your ad? Why is anyone going to click on your ad and then go to wherever you're sending them and then think this is something I want to buy if they've never heard you? So in addition to all that planning, you know, this is past already done all the music stuff and physical merch creation, you need to figure out what kind of content you're going to create. So you might have to spend another 20 hours just making video content and cool pictures, behind the scenes footage, whatever, to have content that you can actually use to entice people to come into your world and listen to your music. Of course, this applies to social media, because social media is an incredible way of advertising your music in 2019. By no means am I an expert in planning out albums and then marketing and stuff. I wanted to give you an insight into my world that's been the last couple of months, and it's going to be the next couple of months of my life, because I have all this music and I'm working on several different projects, and it's a lot of thinking about how all these steps are going to tie together. And I want to walk you through some of that as I do it and share the results with you as it happens, because I think it's something that you're interested in. If you're a fellow music creator, you're making music, you might have an album coming out, or eventually you're going to have one. So I think it's good for you to see this, because it's marketing, very sadly and depressingly, it's one of the most important parts of having anyone listen to your music, sadly. So because this process is going to be happening over the next several months, and I want to take you through it as things happen, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to stay notified when those videos come out, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. But I'm also going to leave some links in the description for people who need help now, because I can't offer that now. So I want to make sure you get the information. I've taken a ton of things and I've watched a ton of videos, so I think I have a pretty good grasp on what will help you out now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.